And good afternoon. Welcome to the Jack Breslin Student Event Center at Michigan State University for the Class C semifinals today between Detroit St. Martin DePorres and Lansing Catholic Central. I'm Ken Delaney along with Mike Bodkins this afternoon. And Mike, an interesting matchup between a couple of very tough teams, one from obviously the Central Michigan area, Lansing Catholic Central, and St. Martin DePorres playing in that very tough Detroit area leagues.
Two teams that play in very difficult conferences. Their records not maybe the exemplary type you expect to see in a semifinal game, but both teams have played a lot of A and B schools during the year. They're excellently prepared for this game tonight, and as you look out here, DePorres with an size advantage, clearly. Big kids on the floor for DePorres.
Well, this is the first of the semifinals that run 2 days here at the Jack Breslin Student Event Center, and we're happy to be a part of the broadcast for you as we look at the starting lineups for both of today's game, for both the teams here in today's contest. First up for the Eagles of Detroit St. Martin DePorres at the two guard positions. It is Jason Small, number 14, a 5'10 junior, and Kevin Glenn, a 5'10 junior as well. At the two forward positions, Teremun Johnson, a 6'5 sophomore, and a 6'5 sophomore Clifford Ratliff. And at that center position, Tymon Marshall, he is at 6'4", and he is a senior.
And for Detroit St. Martin DePorres,
and as we take a look at the starting lineups for Lansing Catholic Central in today's contest. Again, a little bit smaller team, but one that is a very quick contest, a very quick team. At the two forward positions, number 3, Grant Malecki. Also at the other forward position, number 20, Matt Maloney. At the center position today for Lansing Catholic Central, it is a 6'7 senior, Rudy Gatan, that is. At the two guard positions, Mark Walters, number 14. Waters is a 6'2 senior. The other guard, Tom Din. He is a 6-foot senior. The rest of the bench for Lansing Catholic Central, the supporting cast for today's contest. The team's huddling up now, getting ready for the opening tip in just a couple of moments as we get ready for the action here today. Lansing Catholic Central and Detroit St. Martin DePorres from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. Mike, we've seen throughout this tournament run a number of upsets. Various teams, the highly ranked teams, have gotten knocked off, and so it's always interesting when it comes down to this last weekend of basketball action at the Breslin Center to see who rises to the challenge, who steps up.
Not uncommon at tourney time, and of course watching the NC2As, we see that often. You've got teams that matchups, I think, are the critical variable. You know, how your team and its strengths match up against the other team and its strengths and or its weaknesses. A lot of times that has to do with guard play out in front and whether or not you got that big inside game. Two centers here facing off there, ready to jump. It's the start of an exciting day of basketball here at the Breslin Center.
Well, jumping center circle for Lansing Catholic Central, their 6'7 senior, Rudy Gatan, and Marshall will jump. Check that, Ratliff will jump center circle, the sophomore, at 6'5" for St. Martin DePorres. And the tip down into the hands of DePorres into the backcourt. Teremun Johnson quickly across the timeline to Glenn. Off the baseline bank, no good, but the foul is up and in by Marshall.
Basket by 54.
Looks like they're going to be really strong on the boards.
This is Waters on the dribble across half court. Looking back to the top of the key, Gatan. Ball loose on the bench, and let's see which way the whistle goes. It'll stay. Cougars ball on their end of the court.
DePorres starting out matching up in a man-to-man, chasing the ball all over the floor.
Waters. Up top, they look there for Malecki. Also senior experience for Lansing Catholic Central.
Not a real aggressive defense, not really hawking the ball right now.
It looks almost like Lansing Catholic Central is just looking over this floor, looking over the defense and deciding what they want to do. Here's Maloney down the middle, then he'll pull it back out.
I'm sure that their strategy is going to be patience.
Waters in the paint, double team, but then banks it off the glass for Den. Den with the easy bucket underneath.
If they're going to compete, they have to have teamwork such as that.
Tied at 2s. Into the paint, the ball blocked away, but a whistle and a foul goes against Lansing Catholic Central.
It's going to be on Matt Waters out in front. Lansing Catholic Central starting out in a 1-3-1 zone. They're going to move that zone, trying to cover that perimeter jump shot. Also denied down inside. 1-3-1, characteristically a little weak on that baseline.
Kevin Glenn on the inbound for the baseline. Way out high for Small. Back to Glenn in the corner. We'll see the three-point range of DePorres there. Shot off the mark, won't good for Johnson, and here comes Catholic Central the other way.
Maloney with a good block out, Ken.
They want to bring it down low, but it's picked off. DePorres the other way. Down to the baseline for Glenn, up and good.
Obviously, Glenn has the ability to run the floor and shoot off transition.
6:20 to play in the first quarter. And DePorres up on top, 4-2. Trying to come baseline, the runner up and good.
The lefty that time.
20, Matt Maloney.
Tied at 4s. Into the paint. Down low, Radcliffe up and in.
Excellent ability to pass off on the penetration. That time a little scoop pass inside of the big boy.
Marshall, the senior, gave it down low to the sophomore Radcliffe. And it's a 6-0 lead for DePorres.
Waters on the perimeter, long air ball.
That's our second three-point attempt of the afternoon. The first for Lansing Catholic Central and way off the mark.
LCC with a big crowd here. They're all adorned in their blue and white.
Well, right in their own backyard.
There should be a big crowd.
The Eagles of DePorres drive into the paint, and here's the slam at home. Underneath.
Johnson,
take the ball to the left side of the floor, distort the zone, then come back, an excellent pass, and then the jam on the baseline.
Teremun Johnson with a slam home, and it's an 8-4 ball game. DePorres on top.
Now the defensive pressure's increased a trifle bit.
Lansing Catholic Central.
Second time drop.
Second time they've worked baseline, once from the right side, now from the left side. And that might be an area where DePorres is a little vulnerable defensively.
That time, DePorres.
A whistle and a foul as Small took it in.
That time, DePorres testing that 1-3-1 on the baseline where it is weak. A little head fake, and he was all open as he drove to the bucket.
At the line, Jason Small.
This will be Jason Small.
Gets 2.
Jason Small, 5'10" junior. Already shown his ability to penetrate. It's good with the first one.
First free throw of the day for either squad. And DePorres now opening up a 3-point lead.
9-6 ball game here, halfway through the first quarter.
Second free throw up, and this one's good also. So a 4-point lead for DePorres. And a little single defense by Jason Small. And he'll take it away. Got a little too fancy on the dribble down court, and Small on the reverse layup won't go. The follow is up and in, though.
Small took the crossover dribble right away from Waters. Went down for the bucket, missed it, but it was put back in.
Johnson with a tip in. And it's a 12-6 contest. DePorres on top. Here comes Waters trying to come baseline. Stops, 3-point range there. Now up between the circles for Maloney. Baseline, the turnaround hook will go. And DePorres owning the boards. On the dribble across half court, that's Johnson down to that corner. We'll see the big man fired up from the free throw line, and in and out no good for Marshall.
Gaitan on the rebound. Looks like he could be a force inside. Offensively, a good move down here on the last possession. Let's see if they can get the ball inside to him.
Glenn out top, and obviously Jason Small, the assignment on him all day long.
Gaitan comes really way out on the floor.
Wide open to the paint, but they'll kick it back out baseline.
Excellent movement that time. Really a nice job of getting that open shot.
From Maloney.
A 4-point lead for DePorres. 3.5 to play first quarter. Marshall way out high. Work to the perimeter. 3-point shot is good from the corner. Mark it up for Jason Small.
Perfect rotation on that one. Excellent jumper. Coach Art Frank over there on the bench, a little bit concerned. Got 26 years as a head coach, not all at LCC.
15-8, DePorres with a lead. Shot from the paint. This one's left short by Din, and here comes DePorres. Looking low, and there's a hammer. And that'll send DePorres back to the charity stripe.
Gaitan making a statement saying, don't bring it in here, little guy, but he made contact, drew the personal foul. We've got a timeout on the floor.
2:58 to play in this first game of the semifinals from the Jack Breslin Student Event Center. And St. Martin DePorres with a 15-8 lead over Lansing Catholic Central.
Mind you that the winner of this game will play the winner of this session's second game between Hopkins and Manton. Saturday at noon in the finals.
The winner of today's game heads to the state finals coming up at noon on Saturday to face the winner of the second contest between Manton and Hopkins. Additional copies of this broadcast are available through Advanced Video Services. Call 810-793-8889 or right to the address on your screen.
Most definitely you would want to save this if you've got a son or a relative, or even if you're a fan, because these are memories that don't happen very often. Very difficult chore to get this far in Michigan high school basketball. Both teams to be commended, reaching the semifinals here. And of course their aspirations are to move on to the finals. Here midway, almost all the way through the first quarter, DePorres with a 15-8 lead.
2:58 showing on the clock now as both teams break the huddle. No one in foul trouble yet, although 3 team fouls already on Lansing Catholic Central.
Jason Small to the line. He's shooting 2. He was the one that took the ball to the hoop and got fouled by Gaitan. So Jason Small shooting the first of 2.
And it's good.
Place hasn't started to rock yet, Ken. Got to have a little closer basketball game. The Cougar fans are ready to explode.
Up and good, 4 for 4 for Jason Small, and it's a 17-8 contest. DePorres on top. It looks like the Cougars want to pick up the tempo a little bit offensively.
They've got to shoot just such an excellent percentage to stay in this game. DePorres with so many weapons. They can beat you on transition, beat you on the setup, and beat you defensively.
There's Ross Baldwin in for the first time, the 6'2 senior, number 4. They'll work that perimeter, look for a shot. Here it is, and good for 3. The new man in off the bench, Ross Baldwin, drains it and pulls Lansing Catholic Central back within 6.
That 3-point shot is very critical, I think, for LCC. They've shot only 30% on the season, and they're not a team that relies on the 3-point. Their #1 3-point shooters only made 25 on the year.
And the crowd starting to get into it. Baseline, DePorres looks, won't go, and Gatan with a rebound. There's Baldwin to push it up, dish it out. Another set for the 3. Good!
Now the fans are up. I can talk them into 3-pointers.
Waters with the tray, and it's a 17-14 ball game.
6-point explosion, 2 threes here in rapid succession.
Minute 41 left in this first quarter. Glenn tries to look inside, almost taken away. DePorres answers, will not go. There's Baldwin off the bench. So far the star here in this contest with a board.
Ross Baldwin with that rebound. He's made a difference here in recent moments. On the perimeter, the Cougars.
Cougars overload that right side. Look for something. Here's Baldwin having to come out for it. Play just didn't develop for him.
Lansing is just stacking the offense down low, and then after the stack, they run some motion.
Catan in the mismatch. Instead, they come back to their right side, ball loose on the baseline and out of bounds. And that's off the hands of Din.
And for Detroit, St. Martin DePorres.
Took it down low, got double teamed, lost control of the basketball.
Aaron Brown comes in now, number 44 for DePorres, as Marshall will come out. And checking in, Malecki again for the Lansing Catholic Central lineup. They're replacing Maloney. Clock rolls to 45 seconds left in this first quarter, and a 3-point lead for St. Martin DePorres. Now to 35 seconds. They'll just spread it out. Look for the last shot. Johnson
DePorres
just holding
says,
the ball.
we'll take the last shot.
Now to 25 seconds to play.
Lansing's coming out, picking him up now. At least one guard is.
Waters steps out there. 21 seconds to play.
Lansing Central Catholic staying in the zone.
Picking up their assignments. 12, 11, 10 seconds to play. Johnson still holding the ball. Leaves it on the bounce there for Glenn. 6, 5 seconds to play. 4, 3. Glenn out top, coming in the middle. Shot up and no good, but he's fouled on the floor. I'm not sure whether the set play was to leave it cleared out for Waters or not, or excuse me, for Glenn or not, but that's what they had to end up with 1.1 seconds to play. Shot on the foul on the floor. That's only the 4th team foul. So St. Martin DePorres inbounding for their own baseline.
54, Tymon Marshall.
Lob inside, tip won't go. The follow off the glass won't go either.
End of the first quarter.
And so Lansing Catholic Central hangs with them after St. Martin DePorres built up a big early lead at the end of the first quarter.
Well, LCC responded with those 2 3-pointers, picked up their defensive tempo, made a ball game of it, just trailing by 3 here at the end of 1.
At the end of the first quarter, our score, the Eagles of Detroit St. Martin DePorres 17, the Cougars of Lansing Catholic Central 14.
Good sports.
The winner of this contest advances to the state finals coming up tomorrow afternoon here at the Breslin Student Event Center to face the winner of Manton and Hopkins, which comes up later this afternoon.
I can't hear Ken. I'm having a major problem. Well, Ken, it's an entertaining first quarter of basketball. I'm a little surprised with LCC coming back like they did. They had the score doubled on them, but very determined, came in and hit some threes. And all of a sudden, I think they feel new life. They feel that they can play with this team. DePorres comes in, I think, as the prohibitive favorite.
Well, as you come into this game, you knew that St. Martin DePorres was going to be strong inside. They showed that rebounding-wise, although they have not had the best of luck inside. And you just saw that exhibited that last shot. They got the lob inside. It was tipped away. Got the follow shot, and the 2-footer wouldn't go off the glass. Whereas Lansing Catholic Central, as you said, has been able to stay in it with the 3-point shot.
I think also you've got to watch for DePorres. They're going to have the ability to score a lot of points in a short period of time. And I think that Lansing Central Catholic is going to have to stop those spurts. DePorres has many weapons offensively.
17-14 our scores. We start the second quarter of action, and Catholic Central with the ball. Right out in front of us. Here's Baldwin, the spark off the bench with that 3-pointer and a couple of rebounds. Looking inside, the scoop off the glass won't go, and Baldwin up over the back on the foul.
Well, Waters that time with a very creative move to the hoop, a little scoop shot as he got in there among the big boys. And then the foul afterwards.
That's the 5th team foul on Lansing Catholic Central. And yet to have a team foul against Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
You wouldn't expect that Lansing's going to do much in terms of rebounding on their end of the floor. Offensive rebounds are going to be a premium.
Glenn coming in, kick it back out. Small up off the iron, won't go. Rebound, Gatan.
Yeah, Gatan can really sky. He can clear the boards.
Gatan is 6'7", a senior, 205 pounds. Baldwin to set again, and this one's long.
Here comes the steal, easy bucket.
At the other end, the lay-in is good for Lansing Catholic Central as Din with a bucket, and it's now just a 1-point lead for Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
Just a heads-up defensive play, just sort of hid behind another player and got through with the steal.
In the paint, they look. Marshall blocked away, but a whistle and a foul.
DePorres is so skilled individually that they're very able to distort the zone with the dribble or with the pass. They can take it down to that big front line and just extend their arms, make an easy pass across floor, and they're really right now having their way with this zone defense.
Here's Tymon Marshall to shoot two. 6:45 left in this first half.
Tymon Marshall, a 6'4" young man with a very athletic build. He got springs in his legs.
And a 2-point lead now for DePorres. Making threes, he nails them both. DePorres perfect at the charity stripe today, 6 for 6. 6:39 left in the first half. Baldwin to come inside again, dump it low, and I don't think Gaitan was looking for it.
Yeah, Baldwin's going to take a look at that one and realize that he should have put it up. Everybody dropped off to cover the big boy inside. He had the opportunity to go the hoop with it.
Baldwin's going to get a break and a big hand as he goes out.
Maliki averaging almost 11 points a game for Lansing, back in the basketball game.
DePorres working the perimeter. And there's a walk.
Just a little bit too anxious. Moved the feet before he put the ball on the floor. If taking that ball on the wing, though, they know exactly what to do. If that zone drops off from them, boy, they just take it right to the zone until they commit, and then they make the pass.
Just over 6 minutes to play. A little backcourt pressure applied by St. Martin DePorres, and there's their first team foul of the game. And this one will go against Small as Lansing Catholic Central brings it across half court.
Jason Small that time with his running mate out in front doing a little jump and run. He was jumping and looking for his teammate to come behind and do the double team.
First team foul on St. Martin DePorres.
Waters, the point guard, out in front. Ooh, almost inside.
Trying to thread it down low. Gaitan gets it back anyway, and his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, they got to get the big guy in the offense. Good movement.
Lansing Catholic Central pulls within one now. Oh, bumping up top, no call. Into the middle. Here's Marshall off the glass, and good, and he's fouled.
The big guy playing point guard out at the top with the crossover dribble, and then he weaves his way through. They've got interchangeable parts, Ken.
Number 5, Guyton, his second 17th foul.
Tymon Marshall at the free throw line to try to make it a 3-point play.
I think it's most important, though, that Lansing stay in close contact with this team. You wouldn't want them to get up on you very much because coming from behind is going to be very difficult.
Well, they're up by 4 now as Marshall nails the free throw. And DePorres perfect at the charity stripe. 22-18.
It's working the ball on the perimeter, looking for a lot of movement away from the ball down under.
And this is how Lansing Catholic Central started the game and fired the threes to stay in it. Into the paint they look. The ball blocked away, but a whistle and a foul. There's a nice job. Waters coming to the paint, drawing the defense to him, hanging in there long enough to draw the foul.
Well, Waters is their top scorer on the year, averaging a little over 16 for a year. He knows what to do with the ball when he gets it into paint. A little hang time, a little head fake, goes up with the shot, draws contact.
Waters, a 6'2" senior, 165 pounds.
At the line.
A little on the thin side.
Waters
just right for basketball. Those were the days when I was that thin.
Waters rolls it up and in, and it's a 22-19 contest.
Lansing showing good persistence offensively. They're getting good shots, and that's very critical for this squad. They've got to really take it inside and get the good opportunities and not just be relying on the perimeter jump shot.
And DePorres throws it away. A little sloppy on the pass cross court by the sophomore Johnson, and that sends it into the stands.
It's what we call a skip pass, going from one side to the other side. It wasn't set up well. They didn't take it down low enough, and just that long one-handed pass, and it was an errant pass.
Lansing Catholic Central with their chance to take the first lead of the day.
Look at Gaitan down low. He's working really hard to get open.
Gets it free throw line, release it down low to Waters. Ball loose in the paint. Here comes DePorres the other way. Up high off the glass, no good. And there's Gaitan making a difference on the boards.
It's a 4-on-1 break.
And the ball rolls out of bounds off DePorres, so it will be Lansing Catholic Central ball.
In for Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
4-on-1. He had two teammates to his left and one to his right. The defensive man went right. He chose to take the pass to the right. Would have been nice to go a little head fake and then back to the left side, but they lucked out. They've still got the basketball.
Waters on the inbound to Gaitan. Back to Waters for three, well short. And DePorres with a board.
Defense with a hand in his face.
Down to 4:20 to play in this first half. Three-point try from the corner. In and out, won't go for DePorres, but the foul is up and good by Marshall.
54, Marshall.
LCC with their hands on that rebound, but from the backside, a little bump pushed him out of bounds, and then DePorres with a putback.
And DePorres now with a 4-point lead, 24-20. Water puts it on the floor, steps past his man, laid up and in.
Waters knows what he's doing out there offensively. That time catching the ball at the free throw line, back to the bucket.
24-22. And DePorres with another turnover as they go cross court on the pass.
You know, LCC's not putting that much pressure on their zone now, more of a conventional 2-3, but DePorres just takes a lot of chances out there.
Timeout, Catholic Central. Catholic Central.
Coach is probably explaining to him he'd like to see a little bit more patience. Coach Derek Owens over there on the bench.
DePorres does have the ball players who can handle the ball. We've seen that even from the big men, know how to dribble the ball and can bring it inside. Right now just getting a little sloppy on the passes around the circle.
I think they're a little impatient. You know, they've got so much talent that sometimes you forget to execute as a team. And basketball is still a game that requires a great deal of execution and team play. And they've shown the ability to do that. But here on recent possessions, just a little bit lackadaisical, you know, going from one side, not getting the offense set up. And they've had a couple turnovers with that cross-court passing.
3:46 to play in this first half and a 2-point lead for Detroit St. Martin DePorres, 24-22 over Lansing Catholic Central. Late in this quarter, free throws could be a factor. Already 17 fouls on Lansing Catholic Central in this first half and only 2 team fouls on Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
Well, if you follow basketball, you know that from the charity stripe, you've got to connect. And obviously that bonus situation is very critical at the end of each half. The Breslin Center is definitely rocking.
A lot of the crew from the hometown for Lansing Catholic Central here to watch this contest at the Jack Breslin Student Event Center. And officials right now trying to sort out possession arrow right now, and it should be Lansing Catholic Central ball on the turnover by St. Martin DePorres.
Well, DePorres came out in the posture that they were going to throw the ball inside, and that was quickly corrected with a little bit of help from the LCC faithful.
Art Frank wasn't real happy about that one.
A little happy? He was really upset.
A 2-point lead for St. Martin DePorres. Waters on the lob inside. Gaitan misses the slam.
Set up so well, too. A perfect lob pass. He just wanted to make a statement with the dunk.
He's 6'7". He's done it quite a few times. And here's the turnover at half court, but then a double dribble called on Lansing Catholic Central as Malecki brought it on the dribble across half court. So a change in turnovers.
Yeah, Gary made the good steal. Great anticipation defensively, but just came up with that left hand, put the ball on the floor. Ref was right there to catch it. Good call by the referee.
Still a 2-point lead for Detroit St. Martin DePorres, 24-22. Into the paint they look. Here's Marshall muscling his way in, has it swatted away. Ball still alive, but then sails out of bounds.
Well, the enforcer inside that time, Gaitan, with a nice job. He definitely is doing his responsible duty inside.
Johnson was looking for the inside pass and right over the shoulder of Marshall and out of bounds. Maloney. The ball picked off. Here comes St. Martin DePorres right to the hole. Scoop up, and this one finally falls. They've had their troubles on the fast break opportunities, and finally finishing it off is Johnson. And a 4-point lead now for Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
And DePorres starting to play a little bit more denied defense out in front, not letting these Lansing Catholic guards just make that easy pass between them. A lot of motion that time. We set up a strong side on the right side of the floor and left it open for the penetrating dribble. Worked very effectively as Matt Maloney was able to pick up that foul as he went to the hoop, but the call is on the floor. LCC with the inbounds.
Maloney, 6'1", 160 pounds, a senior, but looks very strong.
I like it when they look for Gaitan. They've got to get him in the offense.
Shot blocked down in the corner, but it will be Lansing Catholic Central ball.
Now Waters that time feeling that he had faked out the guy right in front of him, and he went with a long three-point opportunity. And from the second tier, the defense goes up and makes the block.
Radliff, the sophomore, comes back in for DePorres, number 40. Ball loose and out of bounds right into the DePorres bench. Radliff, among those being very, very active defensively, especially here late in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're starting to play those passing lanes, and LCC is going to have to recognize that and penetrate with the dribble.
Here's Gaitan, and it's good. His first jump shot of the night.
Look at the elevation on that jump shot. You know, he can score. They just got to get the ball to him.
26-24. DePorres by 2. The ball loose in the backcourt. There's a whistle and a foul. Team foul number 4 on DePorres.
Not sure who created that defensively, but it might have been Malecki. He jumped inside, did a really nice job of taking the position away from the inside DePorres player. He was the one who created the turnover.
Minute 51 left in this second quarter. And a
Waters
2-point
on the
lead.
dribble. Ooh, that was a lucky save. Waters just reaches out and grabs that basketball.
DePorres bringing the double team to him. Now down the middle. Here's Waters up and no good on the shot, but he's fouled.
Now I think that's what they have to do. They've got to get a penetrating dribble. Then hopefully the defense is going to drop off, or excuse me, double team, and then a drop off pass maybe to the big guy inside.
Only the second time that Lansing Catholic Central's been at the charity stripe in this first half. Here's Waters to shoot.
They got a chance to tie it up. I think that the momentum at the end of the first half is always a variable as you look at that second half. Obviously, Lansing would love to go in with a little punch here, make a statement offensively. Waters to the line.
Waters is 76.3% free throw shooter on the year. In and out, no good. Averaging 16 points on the year. Second one goes, and it's a one-point ball game with a minute 31 to play.
Kevin Glenn with the basketball out in front. He's setting it up verbally, waving his hands, saying, okay, guys, and we're going to pull it out one more time. A minute and 21 on the clock. sort of surprises me. It looks like a team that likes to come at you with transition. I'm sure that their strategy here is let's make them play a little man-to-man.
DeWade is in there now, number 34, holding the ball. Back out to Glenn.
Coach Art Frank sitting over there. You think he's toying with the idea of chasing a man-to-man? Not a chance. He's real happy with where he is right now.
Clock rolls to 55 seconds to play. Art Frank jawing on the official a little bit. And the other side of the bench, Derek Owens. Down to 35 seconds to play. Still a 1-point lead for DePorres.
Of course, the advantage, I think, for LCC here is the fact that...
and almost taken away, and a walk. Glenn was standing looking at the bench, and Waters came out after him, forced him into a stutter step, and it is Lansing Catholic Central ball with 29.3 seconds to play in the first half.
Well, the picture told the story there. He's looking back at his coach for directions, and here comes Waters, just exploded out of that defensive stance, and he just creates the turnover.
Maloney.
Look at the defensive pressure now.
15.
Waters with the ball. He's the one you want to have the ball. Watch for the penetrating dribble.
Waters puts it on the floor. Down to 7, 6 seconds to play. Waters on the lead in. It's stripped away. Here comes DePorres with one final opportunity. The lay-in will go off the glass as the buzzer sounds. Counted for Teremun Johnson, the 6'5" sophomore. And DePorres, after making a mistake themselves playing for the last shot, gets it back. And they get the lay-in for a 3-point lead at halftime.
Yeah, the turnaround, LCC is going to remember that one because Waters made a good penetrating drive, took it right to the paint. LCC coaching staff was clearly saying, we want the foul on this shot. Was not to be, and then DePorres with the bucket.
At halftime, it's turned out to be a great first half of basketball as Detroit St. Martin DePorres leads Lansing Catholic Central 28-25. The second half coming up in just a moment.
Tournament right here at the Breslin Student Event Center.
Second half of action tonight for the Class C semifinal of the Jack Breslin Student Event Center. I'm Ken Delaney, along with Mike Bodkins, courtside as Detroit St. Martin DePorres with a 3-point lead over Lansing Catholic Central, 28-25 in a well-played first half, Mike. And we've seen maybe a couple of mistakes at the end where DePorres probably given up the ball a few too many times more than they wanted to.
Yeah, but basically a well-played first half. Lansing Central Catholic doing a good job of working their offense. The only thing I can see that would be helpful is to get Guy Tan in the offense a little more. He has 4 points in the first half. They're led by Waters with 10 and Maliki with 8. And I think it would be critical that they get Guy Tan. People behind us are talking about how quick he is inside, how well he gets off his feet, but he's got to get the ball to execute.
On the other end of the story for Detroit St. Martin DePorres, their guards have not shot from the outside. We haven't really seen the outside range yet for Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
Well, they've been able to take it inside so freely, and they've got a big front line, and they simply go down in the corner and then look for that inside pass on the crease, and they've done an effective job of taking the ball inside against the Lansing Central Catholic zone. It's second half basketball. Let's go, Ken.
DePorres starts with the ball, working to the bucket on the left. And there's that outside range, but left it a little short. Here's the fast break for Catholic Central the other way. The layup is up and in, and they pull within one.
Well, they got the rebound and the excellent outlet pass, and execution is always so good.
A 1-point contest, 7.5 to play, third quarter. Look inside. Here's Marshall going to the hole in the paint, off the glass and good.
54.
A little trouble handling the ball inside that time in the paint, but he was able to pull it off.
Tymon Marshall go back by 3 and a chance to tie it up off the mark for Catholic Central. Lob down low, looking for Guy Tan, and he wasn't looking for the ball. Sails out of bounds.
Yeah, Maliki thought he had him all set up that time, but that was not to be. Went right over the top of his head.
Man-to-man defense by Catholic Central, almost taken away there by Waters. Here's Glenn coming baseline, and a whistle and a foul against Catholic Central.
It's going to be the reach-in foul. It's going to be on Malachi.
Cougar foul number 3. Malachi is first team foul.
That's just the first on Malachi, and the first team foul here in the second half by Lansing Catholic Central. Marshall, big high inbound. Goes up to Glenn. Back into the paint, shot off the iron, won't go. Marshall has struggled inside. Here's another fast break and wave it off with a walk.
Oh, they had the numbers also. They got the big defensive board, the great outlet pass. They had the numbers. Coach Art Frank is up saying, just take it easy, calm down.
Malachi will come out, the 6'1 senior. And we'll see Baldwin back in.
Yeah, we have Ross Baldwin, who did an outstanding job in the first half coming off the bench.
Baldwin, 6'2 senior, nailed their first three-pointer of the game and played well on the boards. Here's Marshall in the paint, left is short again. And a whistle foul on the rebound. This one against DePorres.
Baldwin had the position, had the good block out. Then from the backside, got the little shove.
The sophomore Ratcliffe with his foul. First personal, first team foul here in the second half on the Eagles.
Referee crew, you can see, consists of 3 referees. I think that was from the regionals on that they had 3 referees. It's a good thing to do, I think, with the competition meaning so much to these high school athletes.
Lob down low for Gatan and off his hands out of bounds, but right in there to try to break it up was Johnson.
Going to be interesting, Ken, to see if the 3 referees alter play a little bit. You know, you and I have done this for a number of years, and we watch pretty aggressive physical play at the state. This game's not been characterized by that, just good, hard-played basketball.
And down to the corner, the three-point try, and in and out won't go. Gatan on the foul, no, give it down low to Waters off the glass and in.
Got the great head fake by Waters, and of course Gaitan with the long rebound. He immediately looked inside, did a nice job of finding his open teammate.
Back into the paint for DePorres, off the glass won't go, the follow won't go, the follow again is up and good for Johnson.
32.
There's one thing that's changing the complexion, it's DePorres' ability to handle their offensive boards.
DePorres back by 3, 32-29. 5:50 left here in the first half underneath. The bounce pass picked off by Johnson. Leave it ahead on the bounce there for Glenn, trying to come baseline, sealed off. Lob into the paint, turn around, won't go by Johnson, partially blocks, and the ball stayed from going out of bounds.
Nice save.
Maloney with a save. And here they come on the dribble across half court. Maloney leaves it for Gatan. He'll bring it back out high. 5:20 to play. Gatan. Johnson just a little bit out of control, trying to come in and play defense. Bumped him out of bounds.
I think you can see that Lansing Central Catholic's halftime speech included the fact we want to go inside to Gaitan. The converse is also true, as DePorres is doing an excellent job defensively. He's a marked man. They're really doing a good job of following him wherever he goes.
Lansing Catholic Central inbounding for the baseline. Here's Din. Ball into the paint, loose, and up to DePorres.
Pass went right between his legs.
Waters will pick up his number 14 counterpart, Glenn, at the top of the key. Small between the circles. Down to 4:50 to play in this third quarter. And a 3-point lead for DePorres. Here's a scoop off the glass and good for Johnson.
Basket by 32, Teremun Johnson.
Well, Johnson takes it in and then finds that left hand. He looks like he's going to go up strong to the right. He just drops it to his left hand and scores.
Teremun Johnson, the 6'5 sophomore. 4:25 left in his third quarter. 5-point lead now.
I think this is an important possession for Lansing Central Catholic. It's very critical they get a bucket.
Here's Baldwin on the runner down low. Blocked away as he tried to feed it over to Gatan. Gatan wanted the foul, but no call. It will be Lansing Catholic Central ball underneath their own bucket.
Catholic Central that time. Excellent ball movement as they penetrated inside.
Waters needs some help. Now over to the corner, left side. Back to Waters. Very dangerous ball player. Give it off underneath. The shot turnaround won't go for Gatan. Rebound, tip around, tip around. Who's got it? There's Glenn.
Catholic Central that time had the inside position, but up over the top for the rebound was DePorres.
They're small, and a chest hug there by Din, and a whistle and a foul.
Tom Din just said, you're not taking that ball to the paint. Used his arms
Catholic
to prevent that.
Foul 22.
Catholic Central foul.
His first second team foul.
Second team foul on Lansing Catholic Central here in the second half.
One of those places that Catholic Central has to be very aware of not letting DePorres have the run. DePorres, in contrast, is going to look for it. They're going to look for the offensive opportunity. Put them away.
3:49 left in this third quarter. DePorres work the perimeter, then come back down the middle with Johnson up and good. Check that Marshall.
Oh, Ken Johnson, very talented out there. That's no less than 4 or 5 times we've watched him take that ball and penetrate.
That's Marshall, Tymon Marshall, and we've got a whistle. Timeout on the floor called by Lansing Catholic Central. And they found themselves down by 7 after trailing by only 2 at halftime.
Thanks for the correction. Marshall's the one, number 54, the big boy here on the perimeter on the left wing, and he has just been excellent. He shows no hesitation. When that ball comes to him, he penetrates either right or left, takes it right to the heart of the defense. He's either able to score or drop it off.
Well, Lansing Catholic Central got down big early by as many as 8 in that first quarter against DePorres, and then came back and fired a couple of threes to pull it close and stay close the rest of the way. So I suppose if you're Coach Art Frank, you're talking about let's get the outside game going a little more again.
Well, they need an offensive spurt right now. DePorres has been very able to take the ball and score some easy buckets here in the recent past. And in contrast, Catholic Central struggled a little bit offensively. Ball movement's been good, but when they make that third pass, they've just not executed it. They had a couple turnovers, and they need to score.
3:28 to play, third quarter, and a 7-point lead for Detroit St. Martin's DePorres.
34, Andre DeWalt for small.
Of course, every possession is so important right now for Lansing Catholic.
Andre DeWalt, the junior, checks back in, number 34. We saw him for just a couple of minutes in that first half. Official over for a little conference with Eagles coach Derek Owens.
Right down in front of us. The basketball is ours.
And there's the inbound. Din coming baseline, the reverse blocked away, and here comes Johnson on the run across half court. Glenn coming baseline, up, runner good.
14.
Didn't quite make that bank shot like he wanted, but he got exactly what he wanted. He got the 2-point bucket.
9-point lead for Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
DePorres has changed defenses, playing his zone, doing a lot of trapping out of the zone.
Baldwin in and out, won't go, and here comes DePorres the other way. And Johnson walked. No, yep. Johnson out high. That extra step before he put the ball on the floor.
That was Johnson that time, the sophomore that's got those excellent skills on the penetration, but with the travel.
Except for Marshall inside your center at 6'4", a very big DePorres squad, or a very young DePorres squad. A couple of junior guards, sophomore, another junior in the starting lineup. In and out won't go for Gatan. Rebound, Marshall.
Gatan that time moving to his left, a nice jumper, really a statement of his athleticism, just didn't get it to drop.
2.5 to play in this third quarter. And into the paint, the scoop up and blocked away. Johnson looked just a little bit out of control and got some help there as Gatan knocked it out of bounds.
From what we've seen of Gatan, he's got, most definitely has collegiate potential. He's got the quickness and the jumping ability and the good soft shot.
He is a senior at 6'7". But he looks a little winded right now. Clock rolls down to 2:13 to play. Let's see how much air they take out of the ball. Not very much at all as DePorres comes right into the paint.
That time DeWait with the penetrating dribble.
Andre DeWalt brings it right down the middle.
Catholic Central
and he'll
foul,
shoot 2.
Number 5, Rudy Guiden, his third, 13th foul.
Rudy gets in at the draw the foul.
Suddenly we look at the clock, and you know it's a 2:07 here in the third, and it's a 9-point game. DePorres slowly inching that lead upward and upward.
That's the third personal on Gatan. The free throw up, no good by DeWalt.
Gatan has a big responsibility inside because the front line of DePorres is so strong. He's really got inside responsibilities on about 3 different guys.
DeWalt gets 1 of 2, and it's a 39-29 ball game. Biggest lead of the day for DePorres, and it looks like a jam finger down to that corner for Tom Din. Already got that right hand all taped up, and looks like he maybe jammed the thumb as well.
I think that Lansing Catholic has struggled a little bit with the change in defense. They're a little bit perplexed as they face that zone, and of course DePorres is so big that zone is quite imposing.
Glenn, the dish down low, blocked away. Fast break the other way. Here's Din, had it stripped away, and a foul will go against Johnson.
Sky Tan started it with the beautiful block.
DePorres foul 32. Johnson, his second, 13th foul.
A foul on the floor. Lansing Catholic Central inbound from there. Minute 43 here in this third quarter. Gatan goes high and saves it. Here's a 3-point up top. Good.
3 for 20.
Matt Maloney with a 3. And it's a 39-32 contest.
Now Maloney's doing exactly what they need. That time on the kick out, and he was open for 3.
Johnson into the paint. Up and no good. Gatan got a piece of it there. The foul won't go, but a whistle and a foul.
Lansing Catholic waits in apprehension to see who that foul's on.
And it will be on Gatan. That is number 4.
I think that's why there was a little anxiety in the crowd. They recognize that it might be Gatan. That's 4.
4th team foul. And for
DePorres, Malecki will come back in.
Small.
If you look down this roster, no one comes close to Gatan size-wise.
Grant
Rudy Gatan's going to go to the bench with 4 fouls. He's not going to be able to keep him out very long. He's going to have to come back in probably with 6 or 7 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter.
Free throw up ain't no good. Hadagania just into the game at the free throw line.
Aloysius Alagagne
misses them both, but gets his own rebound. Pass inside, picked off though, and here comes Catholic Central Waters with a nifty piece of dribbling there. Out on minute 10 to play. In and out won't go on the 3, but the rebound, Lansing Catholic Central off the glass and good on the scoop by Malecki.
Malecki, basket by number 3, Grant Malecki.
Just a beautiful heads-up play. The strong rebound and a great bucket.
Malecki pulls him within 5 as the clock rolls under a minute to play here in this third quarter. Inside, they tip it away, but DePorres back up with it. Shot by Marshall won't go, but a whistle and a foul. And I believe it would be against Malecki.
If, in fact, it is against Malecki, he got a tough break on that one because
Cougar foul.
Visually, it appeared that he had a good shot at that long rebound and was held and was not allowed to get to it.
Well, they'll call it against Baldwin, so that'll be his second. Number 4, Ross Baldwin, down low in the blocks, and the free throw up and good by Marshall. 40-34, a 6-point lead with 45 seconds to play in the quarter.
Nothing but net on this second one. 41-34.
Clock rolls to 40 seconds to play in this third quarter. Baldwin looked at the 3. Into the paint they go. Kick it back out. Spot for the 3. It's up and it's short. Somebody might have a piece of that one. On the long gun there by Maloney. Here comes DePorres the other way. Small to the paint. Partially blocked away. The follow-up by Johnson won't go, but he's fouled.
That time again, the offensive boards being the Achilles heel of Lansing Catholic, just having difficulty being able to jump with this real strong DePorres squad. Lansing Catholic is excellent, though, in getting down the floor and not allowing them to have a transition bucket. You know, they've got the foot speed to prevent the transition bucket, but just can't keep them off the boards.
Mark Waters, that's his 3rd personal foul, and that is the 16th foul on Lansing Catholic Central here in the second half. Johnson a little long on the free throw.
Lansing Catholic has done an excellent job with Gaitan on the bench. They've moved Maliki into that center post position. He obviously doesn't have the height to play there, but he sure has the skills and the moves. He's done a nice job inside.
He's 6'1". The second free throw also a miss by Johnson.
Rebound, he's got the board. Watch him set up down into paint now. Let's see if they go to him. He's playing that high post paint position against the zone.
Clock rolls to 13, 12, 11 seconds to play. Waters to take the last shot, possibly. Baldwin down in the corner, back out to Waters. They left him alone. He'll spot for the three. Off the iron, no good. 2 seconds, 1 second to play. DePorres won't get off a shot.
End of the third quarter.
And Lansing Catholic Central, after trailing by only 2 at halftime, finds himself down by 7 at the end of 3. Our score, Detroit St. Martin DePorres 41, Lansing Catholic Central 34.
1996 Michigan High School Athletic Association boys basketball
I think
tournament.
that Lansing Catholic did find themselves a little bit offensively against the zone. They got a bit better set. They were taking it down in the corner, and there were a lot of double teams. They were having difficulty executing. Now they're attacking the zone from the top. They're looking for the inside pass. Seem a little bit more confident and comfortable. And if they can kick it out and hit some of those threes, they might do a good job of cutting into this lead here in the fourth quarter. But of course, it's ever so difficult when the other team has such a size advantage and can really handle the boards down on their end of the floor.
Foul trouble, of course, for Lansing Catholic Central, and that's with their big man in the middle, Gatan, with those 4 personal fouls, a 6'7" senior. How much does he set out, Coach?
Well, I've already given my card away on that one. I think that obviously he can only set out a couple minutes. He's got to be back in by the 6 or 7 minute mark. Maybe going to put him in right away. There are a couple fans. They're playing cards up there, Ken. What is this? Go Fish?
In Michigan.
Catch that?
Takes place Saturday with all 4 final games being televised.
It's been an exciting
basketball game and play cards.
Basketball games on Saturday.
Those with very active minds need to stay occupied, I guess.
It's reminiscent of a time that I took my wife fishing and the fish were just like jumping in the boat and she wanted to crochet or something. I said, now, wait a minute. This is a time of a lifetime. And we're playing cards at a state tournament game.
Well, it was during the commercial break, so they had a chance.
We're ready to start the fourth quarter.
And Lansing
Cougar
Catholic
fans
Central
are ready.
ball. Looking on the baseline, the pull up there, off the iron, short won't go by Maloney. And then DePorres turns it over. And a tight ball game, those come back to haunt you.
Oh, yes, they do. Unforced turnover. Waters is going to set it up underneath his own bucket.
Waters to run the point. Here's Baldwin. The lean in there, and good.
Baldwin.
Baldwin's got a
Number
good touch.
4,
Excellent
Ross
timing
Baldwin.
on that. He just sort of waited and stayed there on the floor till the defense went by him. Then sort of a flat line driver, dropped it in.
Cuts it to 5 with 7:15 to play. Down low. Here's Marshall. Shot won't go, but a whistle and a foul and a rebound. And that goes against Marshall.
Marshall, not to be denied, went in strong. Again, looking for that offensive board. Baldwin with a good inside position.
54. Tymon Marshall, his third.
That's the third on Marshall, and the 4th team foul on DePorres. A single pressure by Jason Small as Water brings it on the dribble. Waters coming baseline. The roundhouse up won't go for Maloney. Kept alive underneath by Waters, and a foul.
Now Waters keeping him alive. That's a good call. Now he's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Eagles foul 52.
LCC with, Lansing Catholic Central without the big guy there. Very good movement. All 5 men really cutting and moving, trying to get open. doing a nice job of attacking the 2-3.
41-36, 37 as Waters hits it. 6:47 to play in this contest in this semifinal from the Breslin Center.
Put themselves in a position here in the fourth quarter where they've got a chance.
Second one, Waters left a little long. He knew it as soon as he released it. The ball fought for on the baseline and off Malecki, out of bounds. Not a popular choice amongst the fans.
What gave you the clue? Lansing Catholic fans are up, and the discord reigns.
Johnson to bring it up across the timeline. Isolating Marshall down low. Baldwin on him on the baseline. Look into the paint, it's picked off.
Little weak side defense that time. Number
Tom
22,
Dinn
Tom
stepped
Dinn.
in and took it away.
Yes, sir, very aware. Coaches make good weak side defensive players. They scream at him in practice.
Into the paint they go, looking for Dinn, and he's fouled. That will be the 6th team foul on DePorres, so not the bonus situation yet.
I think DePorres is trying to stop the surge. They've called timeout. They're going to go to the huddle, and Lansing Catholic fans are up, recognizing their team is surging right now. And this is a team of 6-foot basketball players that are interchangeable out there, doing a good job right now of balancing the floor, cutting, good timing. If that ball is on the wing, the timing is perfect from that guy on the opposite side coming over that basketball. And DePorres, I think, is a little bit slow of foot. I think they'll change to a man-to-man.
Several times it looked like this could have been a runaway. Early in the first quarter, that became an 8-point lead, and then an 8-point lead, 10-point lead actually in this third quarter for Detroit St. Martin DePorres. But then Lansing Catholic Central keeps cutting it back, cutting back into it, and now just a 4-point lead.
I thought it had every potential to be a runaway, given their superiority down here on the offensive end of the floor in terms of rebounding. DePorres is just enormous in terms of their ability to go up and get the basketball, keep it in play. But this squad that's been out here for Lansing Catholic has done an excellent job in terms of playing sound fundamental basketball. Their position defensively has been excellent, and they're contesting everything inside.
6:08 on the clock in this fourth quarter.
This is one of those times that coaches will look back and they'll not believe how quickly these games go, and you know, it's like time is fleeting, and they have a backside picture of us, and I don't think that's my best side, but what can I do about it?
He's the wide one on the right, by the way.
Thanks, Ken, I appreciate that. Now these fans are going to know who we are. We're identifiable. I'm no longer anonymous.
Lansing Catholic Central with the inbound. Baldwin spots for the three. Up off the iron, no good. Lucky on the miss time, but the turnaround by Dinn that won't go either.
That time with good offensive boards, and they needed a hoop.
A 4-point lead for Detroit St. Martin DePorres. Down to 5:45 to play in this one. A Class C semifinal.
Lansing Catholic has come out in a man-to-man. They realize they need the basketball. Let's see what DePorres does. Are they going to set it up and look for a penetrating dribble?
Right now, it looks like they're looking over the defense.
Well, they've shown the ability to be patient. You know, we watched that at the end of the first quarter and at the end of the first half.
Small out to Johnson. The Marshall in the corner. 5:15 now as the clock rolls.
They're up 4 and running time off the clock. Somebody out there is thinking that this is premature.
Marshall in the paint. It's up off the iron, no good. Gets his own follow off the glass. That won't go either. The follow won't go again. Tip, tip, tip. Finally up and in. Johnson finishes it off.
Johnson, basket by Johnson.
4 opportunities for Detroit St. Martin DePorres, and finally Johnson finishes it.
Doesn't take an expert to analyze that, just superior board strength.
6'5", 6'7", and 6'4", all battling on the inside. Here's the rainbow, up won't go for Dinn. Check that for Maloney, and DePorres the other way. Marshall misses the lay-in, and Catholic Central the other way. Spots for the three, in and out, won't go. Quickly
up and
court.
Down.
Back door for Marshall, and he walked out top.
No basket on the walk, no basket.
Glenn had the opportunity to take it in himself, decided instead to dish it to the back door for Marshall, who wasn't really ready to receive that pass.
Up and down that time 3 or 4 times, and Lansing only lost 2 points on the scoreboard.
Maliki will come out, and Gatan will come back in at 4:18 on the clock, playing with those 4 personal fouls. The 6'7" senior for Lansing Catholic Central. They're down by 6. Gatan on the high post. Here's Waters for 3, left is short.
Just a little bit too long for his gun. Hit right on the front of the rim. Alignment was perfect.
And let's see if DePorres tries to take the air out of the ball a little bit more.
I think that their strategy is going to be get the good shot and only the good shot. They're showing some discipline, definitely.
Waters looked for it. Said they go inside. Johnson won't go. The follow-up and good.
52,
Adeganye up and in.
Aloysius Alagagne. I asked teammates, and they had trouble pronouncing his name.
They probably just call him the Big A. Timeout on the floor. Lansing Catholic Central.
timeout.
Their first of the second half at the 3:19 mark as they trail by 8 again, 45-37.
Lansing Catholic Central showing the ability to play basketball with Detroit St. Martin DePorres, just not able to rebound with them. DePorres just attacks these offensive boards. They've got 4 and 5 guys crashing. They've got such athletic ability and such jumping ability. That's been the difference in the basketball game.
3:19.
Ken, this is a great venue for high school basketball. You know, everybody you talk to is glad that it's at Breslin Center. It's very easy and accessible in terms of the entire state. Of course, I guess you probably could offer some disagreement with that if you were from the UP.
Well, the Palace would have been a little closer for Detroit St. Martin DePorres, but not much.
I really like, though, what happens here just in terms of the whole atmosphere. It just says high school basketball. I'm just really comfortable with it.
An 8-point lead for Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
High school kids like the music that takes place during the breaks. Look at them jumping and jiving across from us in the Lansing Catholic Central cheering section. And it will be Lansing Catholic Central ball on the inbound. They need a 3. It's starting to be desperation time. 8 points down right at this point in time. Moving the ball on the perimeter.
Baldwin, good outside 3-point shooter. Waters looks like he might be a little tired, but he is also a good outside shooter. Waters into the paint, stripped away, and here comes DePorres. 3-on-2 break. Left is short, the follow-up and good by Glenn.
Basket by Kevin Glenn.
Under 3 minutes to play. Setting for the 3, good from the corner.
For 22,
for Din.
Tom Din for 3.
Tom Din with the early recognition that time when he got that ball at half court, just this side of half court, he said, the 3's the thing.
And here's Catholic Central defensively to turn up the pressure. DePorres protecting the ball on top.
Lansing Catholic with 16 fouls. They're going to have to stop the clock with a personal foul.
Johnson and Small will play catch on top. Here comes Glenn. Down to 2:04 to play.
Chasing the ball out of the zone. They got to make the personal foul. They got to match up man to man. Too much time off the clock.
Minute 57 now, 55. Johnson down low. It's off the iron, won't go. Rebound follow won't go. And finally a whistle underneath.
Well, that's going to be number 5 on the big guy, Rudy Gatan. He's going to take a seat on the bench. He entered the game at about 4:48, and now at 1:48, he's going to the bench with his 5th foul.
And for guy number 3.
A minute 48 to play, 47-40. Detroit St. Martin DePorres with a 7-point lead, and It'll be the other 5 teammates on the floor to decide whether Rudy Gatan comes back and plays another day tomorrow.
Well, this unit did well when he was on the bench, when he went there with 4. Let's see if they can do it again. It gives them one more quick, speedy player. They're going to have to chase the ball. They're going to have to shoot from the perimeter.
It's the 1-and-1, and the first one is up and good by Marshall, although he has struggled at the free throw line today.
Big guy, and he's pretty agile out there.
Gets them both, and it's a 9-point lead now for DePorres. Baldwin stops, spots for 3, and nails it.
3.
A confident three-point shooter.
Baldwin for 3.
49-43. Down to a minute and a half to play. They'll meet him at half court. Ball taken away, kicked. Baldwin got a piece of it with that right foot. Minute 32 on the clock.
Baldwin on the season was their second most prolific three-point shooter. Waters being first.
Their third.
Timeout on the floor called by Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
Coaching strategy trying to pull it out for Lansing Catholic Central here. And I think it has to be chase the ball, look for the good shot. Obviously, if you got the transition, you don't stop at the line and shoot the 3. You need the bucket right now, but you cannot let DePorres just handle that ball in the perimeter without contesting that possession, making the foul, going for the turnover. You've simply got to make it happen defensively. Could go to a half-court trapping defense, but that's going to open up that lane situation. You're going to distort yourself and probably leave yourself open and vulnerable inside.
A 6-point lead for Detroit St. Martin DePorres.
Only 2 possessions.
Lansing Catholic Central playing without their big man. Gatan fouling out. Malecki in to replace him. Both teams break the huddle and get set to see who advances to tomorrow's state finals here at the Breslin Center. Right in the backcourt, the whistle foul goes against Maloney, and that'll send Glenn to the free throw line.
Catholic Central foul.
Doing exactly what they talked about in the huddle that time. He gets the personal foul and puts him on the line. And of course, in this situation, you're a little bit at the mercy of how well DePorres does at the charity stripe. You hope that they miss the first of the 1-and-1, or at the very best only make 1 of 2.
Only 2 seconds ran off the clock. Glenn hits the free throw.
First one's good. Tough to catch him if they make 2 at a time.
50-43. DePorres on top. Second rolls off with a rebound out to Marshall.
Where did Marshall come from?
And now DePorres will just try to take the air out of the ball, tangled up underneath. Gagne along with Din, and Gagne will go to the free throw line to shoot.
Catholic Central foul, 22, Din, his second, 19
Tom
foul.
Din with a little bit of a body block there. Aloysius Alagagne. Went to the scorekeeper first to ask him that pronunciation.
One shot,
and,
bonus on.
I could have never written down what she said phonetically.
Alagagne with the first, and it's 51-43 with a minute 23 to play.
Making it very difficult now for Lansing Catholic Central.
Hits them both. Alagagne is a freshman. At clutch time, nails 2 free throws. Ball loose. Baldwin out top, comes back up with it and misses the 3, and the rebound to Marshall. Long pass ahead, they'll go underneath for Small, off the glass and in.
It's becoming more evident that DePorres is going to move into the finals.
A minute to play, an 11-point lead. Waters stops, pops up top. Good move, gets it to go for 2. At half court, Waters with a steal. Lost the ball. Back up with it. Malecki on the turnaround. Oh! No good on the 3. Here's the follow by Denny. He's blocked away. And with a 9-point lead, that'll send Din to the line to try to cut it for Lansing Catholic Central. With 44.4 seconds on the clock.
Great move on the perimeter jump shot there. Everybody here thought that three was going to drop.
His second 17 foul. At the line, 22, Din.
Allegagne
2
with a foul.
Ken, I think that your reference to the point that Allegagne was a freshman makes it very clear that we're going to know how to pronounce his name in the next few years.
Din misses the first one. Chance for the second. This is good. So it's an 8-point lead for DePorres. The ball still rolling loose on that baseline.
This could be it.
They finally get it in, and there's a whistle foul against Lansing Catholic Central.
Well, they're doing what they need to do in terms of the quick fouls. As that ball was laying on the floor there, the referee had to count on it. I was wondering if we were actually going to have a 5-second violation.
Small will come down and shoot. His first attempt at the free throw line today. 54-46. St. Martin DePorres with a lead with 43.1 seconds on the clock.
DePorres benches up, showing support for their teammate, recognizing they need this free throw. In and out, no good. Marshall, the big senior, showing his leadership out there, pushes his guard off the line, saying, regain your composure. He's back on the line.
It is a double bonus, so that's why Small gets 2. It's the second one. 42 seconds to play. Waters picks it up on the dribble. Small on him as he comes across the timeline. 35 seconds to play. Waters has to dump it low. Here's Malecki up and good with 33 seconds to play. Ball outlet to half court. Allegagne will come down and miss the jam. Baldwin with a rebound. 22 seconds to play. Trailing by 7. The ball loose, and here's Malecki down low. He gets hammered as he goes to the hole. With 16.7 seconds on the clock.
Malecki at 6'1", giving all appearances that he was going to stuff it. You know, he played well, and when Gaitan went out, he basically took the center slot and showed excellent leaving ability, and he reinforced that in terms of my opinion. He was going to stuff it home.
Malecki will shoot 2. A foul goes against Glenn. It's good on the first one. It makes it a 55-49 game. 6 points with 16 seconds.
Anything's possible. We're going to cut it down. It's at a 2-possession game right now. Could easily be a 5-point ball game.
Malecki's second is up and good.
And it is 5 points, 55-50.
14 seconds to play. Quickly a foul on the backcourt. Malecki reaches around and fouls Glenn, and that'll send him down to the charity stripe. To shoot 2, it's the double bonus.
Of course, a lot of emotions are riding on both sides of the fence here. DePorres fans just wanting their man to make these free throws, and the Lansing Catholic fans most definitely hopeful that they miss both opportunities.
13.8 seconds on the clock, 55-50. DePorres with a lead and the 2 free throws. And Glenn makes it.
It's through. Off the rim and down. Still a 2-possession game. Critical free throw right here.
Glenn gets them both, and 57-50. 13 seconds to play. To half court they go on the pass. Maloney, top of the key, left it on the bounce. Waters fires for 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound picked up with 5 seconds to play. And the spin by Maloney got it to go, but the whistle came long before the shot went up.
DePorres foul number 12.
Lansing Catholic has watched a lot of NBA games. They know every move to drain this clock late in the game, and that's exactly the way you should play it. So few opportunities to reach the semifinals, and they're making every opportunity. Coach making some substitutions off the bench. Going to recognize some of his seniors and let the crowd say thank you.
For Waters,
Chris Cairns comes in.
Malecki. And for DePorres, 34.
Malecki will come out.
DeWalt. for Small.
Also checking in, Patrick Brogan.
2 players to the bench, that being Malachi and Waters. A lot of coaches throughout the state would have loved to have those 2 young men play with them.
Free throw is up and good by Maloney. He's also a senior.
Much impressed with Malachi's versatility.
Second one up, no good. A rebound taken away by DePorres with 4 seconds to play. And immediately the foul against Lansing Catholic Central with 3.7 seconds. 57-51 is our score. DePorres with a lead.
Catholic Central foul. 32, Brogan, his first.
Brogan into the scorebook with his first foul. Patrick Brogan, the 6'2 senior.
At the line, Tymon Marshall. 2 shots.
DePorres last winning the title in 1992, now putting themselves in a situation where they're going to go to the finals, facing the winner of the Hopkins Manitown games.
Hopkins and Manton will play in the second one here. Baldwin. The launch long off the glass won't go for Maloney.
Final score.
And Detroit St. Martin DePorres heads to the state finals coming up tomorrow afternoon here at the Breslin Center with a 59-51 victory over Lansing Catholic Central.
Ken, they're going to be a difficult team to beat, just given the fact that they have such great athleticism and how well they're able to crash the boards. A very talented squad, an excellent Class C basketball team.
If you plan to get your final tickets, you can pick them up at your school tomorrow.
Marshall led the way in scoring with 19 for DePorres, 18 for Small. As they move on to the finals coming up tomorrow. Again, our final count, Detroit St. Martin DePorres 59, Lansing Catholic Central 51. For Mike Bodkins, I'm Ken Delaney.
Before you leave, thank you.